Hello and all, and welcome back to RWBY Discussions. I am the Max Few Trades. With me, as always, is...
Nonsense Man.
That's true, he is. He's also very British. And we are here to talk about...
too.
Yeah, Volume 6, Episode 6, Alone in the Woods. Right out the gate, let me just say, this episode was good.
It was.
It was a good episode. And I feel like... looking through the comments, a lot of people seem to pretty much agree. It's like, ah, well, that makes up for that slightly, you know, less impressive episode that we got not long ago.
Yeah, well, we had to, like, you know, build up to this.
True. How many episodes? How many episodes are typically in a season?
Like, let's see, like there was 16 in Volume 1.
Mm-hmm.
Then, sorry, just burped.
That's okay.
I want to say 12 in 2 and 3.
Okay.
I can't remember 4 and 5 though. I think.
Well, if there's only going to be 12 episodes, and we're already halfway through the season, and they haven't even reached the fireworks factory.
I think this volume is 14 episodes. I think.
All right. Well, hopefully they get to Atlas eventually.
They probably will, and then Weiss will be sad.
Yeah, but no, stop that.
Because I just escaped this place, and now I gotta go back.
True. Anyway. Before we begin, anything you wanted to say before we, like, you know, start talking about stuff?
There are a couple moments that scared me in this episode.
Well, that's hilarious. He thought characters could actually die.
It wasn't necessarily a die thing, more so just someone being hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Volume 5.
She didn't die, though!
Yeah, but she got hurt.
Yeah, but my theory still stood. I will smack you, I swear. Alright, fine then, whatever. Let's just talk about the episode.
Yeah, let's.
Ruby's looking at the moon!
And then she turns into a werewolf. Wait, what?
That'd be an interesting twist. But no, she's looking at the moon, being all introspective and stuff, because even RWBY has her limits, and she's feeling kind of bummed about everything, as you would.
Yeah. Then she goes to talk to Crow, and he's also bummed out, which isn't good.
Because well, to be fair, Crow's always bummed out.
Yeah.
And he's got himself a giant bottle of garbage, and Ruby's like, why you gotta do this? And then RWBY tries to be like a comforting and supportive relative. He's like, yo, if you ever want to talk, I listen to you. And it's like, and Crow's just like, shut up, you. Go to bed.
Yeah, I'm around, so things are gonna be bad.
Yeah, he's full of the angst and the whatnot. And then he drinks, and RWBY is sad. And then a strange 2D fire on a 3D log. So, let's see, they're reading, they're talking about the books, giant journal. Very interesting, and it's very lucky that the guy who ran this place wrote such detailed journals.
Yeah, I sure as hell don't do that.
Yeah. Maybe I should start doing that in case I mysteriously die for some reason. Then maybe someone will be able to put the clues together.
Maybe.
Either way, RWBY comes in and is like, yo.
Also, I only just noticed, like twice in that scene. Looks over at Yang and then looks sad.
Yeah, because Yang is mad at her.
Yeah, I know. Good. I'm just saying, good detail.
Mm-hmm. Either way, RWBY comes in and is like, yo, let's nap. And everyone's like, yo, okay, let's nap. Except for the old lady who says, I don't want to nap, I'm old. And then she ends up napping.
Yeah, no one's telling me what to do. First of all, Maria, she wasn't telling you what to do. She just said, hey, Crow said, you know, we should probably get some sleep. And you're all, no.
And then she fell asleep.
Just being a cranky old lady.
Yeah, well, old people tend to be full of the crankiness.
Yeah.
Anyway, Crow was supposed to wake them up at sunrise. He didn't, because he was full of the go-go juice. He drops a bottle, and that wakes up RWBY, and she's like, holy hell! She could be considerably referred to as rattled. I'm just going to take a moment to appreciate how good the animation in this show is.
Yeah,
it's like, I don't know, I just, for some reason, I was just looking at it, and like RWBY's hair, as she like pushes it out of her eyes, it's like, dang, yo. And she pulls the curtains. It's like, nah, Weiss is not happy with this.
Because the sunlight is, like, right in our eyes.
Yeah, she chose a bad place to sleep. Anyway, so Crow...
She really did.
So Crow is continuously useless. And...
Actually, that scene's coming up as I'm playing the episode. I'm gonna see where exactly else the sunlight is. Huh. You know, considering Blake's position, doesn't get any sunlight in the eyes.
Which is weird, because she's a cat. You'd think she'd want to sleep in the sun. Like a cat would. Anyway, Ruby wakes up Crow by throwing a bottle, which was pretty hardcore.
Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't go with my advice, which was slap him.
Yeah, see, that's what I would have done, but we talked about this, and we have determined that Ruby is just too dang nice for her own dang good.
Yeah.
She like, instead of
need to know is,
smacking him...
If it was me and Max, yeah, we would have given him a good old slappy slap.
Yeah, give him a slap, but no, Ruby don't give no slap, she gives hugs. She seems like she'd be good at hugs.
Yeah. Would you hug Ruby? I would.
Yeah. I mean, if she was offering.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I'm not just gonna hug her out of nowhere.
That'd be weird. Anyway, so everyone's like, alright, let's blow this popsicle stand. And I guess Weiss has some welding abilities?
I was just gonna say, Weiss still a wizard.
Well, I mean, she is a wizard, a fire wizard, but like, you have to have at least a basic knowledge of welding to do what she did and hook this thing up onto Yang's bike. And I was like, I just didn't expect that to be something she could do. I'm okay with it, though.
I mean, you can pretty much do anything with dust, apparently.
Yeah, I guess. It's magic, except it's not, because magic is different, apparently. Still think that's a little silly.
In an interview, Monty was asked how exactly dust works, and he said, you know that moment from a Simpsons episode where it's like, in the future, Marge takes a photo, shakes it, and then it turns into a cake?
Yeah.
And she's like, man, it's great that scientists invented magic.
It's true.
That's pretty much what it is.
That's smart. That's some smart stuff right there. Anyway, everyone is all very, very sleepy.
Yeah, Blake, so, hey, should we make breakfast? Oscar's like, do you want to make it? And she's like, nah, not really.
Nah, I don't know how to freaking cook. Headcanon accepted.
I guarantee if someone mentioned fish, Blake would have been
Who eats fish for
anything.
breakfast? Who does that? No one.
I have had smoked salmon once or twice.
Well, that's disturbing. Anyway.
It's delicious.
Okay, good for you, I guess.
I feel like on that detail, me and Blake would get along great.
Anyway, so Crow and Ruby, they managed to get that giant thing to transport everybody, but then the tire breaks and Crow goes off to sulk like a tiny child.
After Maria's like, man, you're just beacons of bad luck, aren't you?
It's funny because he is.
Yeah. I watched that and I was like, wow, Maria, insensitive much?
She doesn't know.
Yeah, I know. I immediately was like, but yeah, doesn't know. So.
She has no idea. Anyway, he's like, grr, roar, Oscar, you fix it. But then we start to realize something is seriously wrong with everybody.
Yeah.
And
everyone's saying, like, what's the point of anything?
Everyone's getting all apathetic for some reason. And it's like, okay, things have rattled them, but usually they have a bit more, you know, pep in their step, you know?
Yeah.
And it's all, you can notice it in their eyes.
Yeah.
The eyes are like...
That's when I got a little creeped out.
The eyes are all, like, faded and kind of glazed over. You first really notice it with Yang, but then when everyone else is... Like, yeah. It takes a little while for others. I think Yang was, like, the first one to really submit to this stuff.
Yeah.
Because it seems to have, like, a varying degree of effect on people.
Yeah, I do wonder if it depends on, like, how strong your will is.
Possibly? I don't know. But then that would imply that Yang has the weakest will out of everyone. As she was...
Which is weird.
Pretty clearly the first person to really be affected. At least super heavily. Which is odd. But, I don't know what the basis is, because obviously, like, it takes RWBY, like, a very long time to really start getting affected by it.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, then Weiss is kind of agreeing, and Crow is just being drunk. And it's like, hey, why don't we just throw the lamp into the...
Then we get that shot of 3 people affected by it at once. staring at the camera.
Yeah, it's pretty creepy.
Yeah, it is.
But anyway, Yang says, maybe we should just throw the lamp into the well. There you go. And Ruby's like, well, that doesn't sound like a good plan. But then for some reason, her eyes get all wiggity-whack. Oh, man, it's creepy when they stare at the camera.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, something is seriously wrong. Like, all of their eyes are just wiggity.
Yeah. And then she's holding the lamp over the well, saying she's tired. And when I was watching the episode, I was like, something's gonna happen.
Well, duh.
Something's in there.
Well, yeah.
Like,
Booga booga.
Yeah. And someone who presents RWBY Rewind, she actually got scared by it.
Nah. See, now, here...
Thinking, if I can see that a mile away...
That's true. See, but you want to know what would have been really funny? Is after she got spooked and the lantern, like, fell down, and then you just heard a thud, and then, like, a Grim going, ah! That would have been funny, but would also have destroyed the mood, so I know why they didn't do it.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway, Ruby is very upset about that.
Maybe we can have it as, like, a blooper
Maybe.
sort of thing.
Yeah. Either way, Ruby's very upset about what just happened.
No, what if...
Everyone else
what if
is
not a Grim,
okay.
but a person?
I mean, either way. It'd still be funny.
Yeah. Like, we just hear Jean for some reason going, ow!
What are you doing down there? Anyway. The other three are continuing their trend of not giving a dip. And she's like, no, we gotta go get it. And it's like, I'm gonna jump down there. And even with all of the apathy, they're like, nah, we'll go too, I guess. Whatever. Man, Yang's eyes are weird in this.
Yeah, everyone's are.
I know, but hers especially for some reason. I guess I'm just used to seeing more life in them.
I was about to say that.
Oh. Sorry.
Maybe we're just thinking two in sync with each other.
It's possible. Anyway.
Our minds are becoming one.
Anyway, Crow goes off to be useless, as is tradition. And everybody goes down in the well. And it's Spooky Ookie.
While Oscar fixes a tire, and Maria reads.
That's what they do. And Maria learns some stuff that we'll get to in just a few seconds. I liked the fact that the suggestion for finding the thing is turn your lights off and look for the glow. It's like, oh yeah, actually that would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah, like that. Smart.
Also, here's a question: how did it end up so far down?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, because the water is not that deep.
It's not that deep, so I don't think it like got picked up by any kind of current. And we learned that the waterway is sealed off too, so there couldn't have been one. So how did it bounce all the way down there?
I don't know. Maybe the Grim grabbed it and then we'll get to that.
I guess so. Either way, Blake sees it. Ruby goes over.
Also, I just gotta say, even in all everything, Blake don't need no light to find it. She's a faunus, got night vision.
She's got kitty eyes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we learn about...
Plus, I think she's the one who points it out right away.
That's true. She is the one who does that.
So,
and then you see Maria figures out that, oh, wait, the apathy, that sounds bad. And then, coincidentally, Ruby finds the lamp.
Alright, we're getting to the apathy bit. That was the bit that scared me.
Yeah.
At first.
Oh, yeah.
Just, a little, surprised, because I saw that and I was like, what the hell?
See, here's the thing about the apathy. The Grim that we are going... that they're going up against. Here's the thing about it. It's legitimately a very terrifying concept because it's a very effective one.
Yeah.
Like, as we learn later, they're not very strong or fast or ferocious, but they don't need to be. Like, if a creature has the ability to make it so you don't want to live anymore, then you don't have to be any good at fighting.
Yeah,
keep going.
Some of the inspiration for this, it was brought up on RWBY Rewind. Miles was reading this story. I forget exactly what it's called, but it's about someone being so apathetic that they just don't do anything and they just kind of wither away.
Yeah, that's very depressing.
And that's what went into the apathy. I still say Slenderman had to be an inspiration for the design.
Look, if this episode came out in 2009, I'd probably agree with you, but it didn't, so no. Also, here's a fun fact. RWBY screams in horror. That's not in and of itself a fun fact, but it does snap everybody else out.
Yeah.
Which I enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
It's
it
like,
shows how close they all are.
Yeah, I know, but all of them, like, immediately, like, you can see it in their faces. It's like, snap, whoa, hang on, something's happening.
But at the same time, you gotta think, RWBY, your semblance is super speed. Just, do the thing.
She was spooked! She got spooked!
Yeah,
and then she tries to shoot it, and it doesn't even do anything. And then they scream, and now everyone's all sad again. Well, not sad. Empty.
Just, yeah.
And it's like, okay, we should probably run away. And then Maria shows up and is like, yeah, you should run away. Run! And then they do.
Run!
And they run for a while. And they keep bumping into things trying to find a way out. It takes a little while, but they eventually find it. But oh, wait, no. Because there's even more of the dudes. And then they make the screams. And they all fall down.
So many. These things are mad creepy. I'm watching the episode as we're talking.
Yeah, so am I. It's just mad creepy, these things. Now, I guess this kind of goes into the, willpower thing again, maybe? Because, again...
They withstand so many screams.
Right, and, well, like, Maria and RWBY are able to, like, poorly, admittedly, but able to keep trucking at least a little bit. Weiss and Yang are able to put up some kind of resistance, but not a great one. And then Blake decides, nah, I'm just gonna die.
Before we get to that, we come across a dead body.
Yeah, that's true. There was a dead body they ran past.
Who's dressed exactly like one of the people in the pictures.
He was the huntsman.
Yeah.
He went down there to solve the crimes, but the crimes instead solved him of his life.
Yeah.
Anyway, Blake decides, I'm just gonna die now.
She, lies down saying it's fine, and this moment, I was like, no, don't hurt Blake. Leave her alone.
It's funny because they don't, she's fine. She turns out fine.
I know, but just as it was going, I was on the verge of I'm censoring myself here. I was on the verge of yelling, you better fucking not!
It's true. Also, this scene is again trying to convince us that RWBY and Blake are in fact friends and care about each other. However, as has been previously stated in the past, this is only their second real interaction with each other. So, it's nice that they're at least trying to make a difference.
Yeah, because, I think even Aaron, Zach, and Lindsay Jones have commented on panels at conventions, yeah, our characters don't really talk to each other.
Yeah. It's just so funny, but now they're, actually trying to do it, and it's like, oh, they've always been this close, and it's like, were they really, though?
Sorry, but that moment right there, happiest I've ever been for Ruby Silver Eyes.
Yeah. Turns out they're triggered by the desire to protect people.
Yeah.
So that's pretty great. So she gives off a flashbang, and everyone's all like, "Oh dang, we can move again. Let's go, go, go!" But the problem is,
also Blake is now the third person Ruby has done that for.
That's true. So she did it for Pyrrha, Jean. Well, she tried for Jean, and Blake.
Then she did it for Blake, and then right away, she immediately just goes to Blake, make sure she's up and all right, and it's like, okay, I got her. Let's go. And
then they try to leave, but then the monsters make a scream again. And then we learn why. Well, first of all, everyone assumed that Maria had some sort of connection with Silver Eyes.
Yeah.
That was always the assumption. Right. But now we know why she didn't bring it up at any point before.
Yeah, because we see through her.
Her goggles don't have color.
Yeah. Well, it has color, just blue.
Very, very, very muted color. She's like, yo, what color are your eyes, woman? And there's like, silver. And she's all like, aw, snap. And it's like, okay, so don't think about all the... Don't think about all the zombies. Think about all the people you care about. Think about all the people you love. And think about how you don't want them to be dead. This will make your head explode. And then Ruby's head just goes kavlam! And everything gets turned into dust.
Which is awesome.
So, I feel like This still doesn't explain too much, and I'm really hoping we get more. It's implied we're going to get to learn more in the next episode, but
we have to.
So far, it really does seem like it's a great. It's a weapon against the Grim, obviously.
And maidens.
And maidens, I guess. But why maidens?
No, I guess. Salem said that's the weakness of maidens. Some people have tried to disprove that, but I'm like, no, Salem said it in the first episode of Volume 4.
Okay, settle down. God damn.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, Maria's very impressed by that exploding head thing that Ruby just did. But there's no time for analyzing whatever the hell that was about. We've got to frickin' run. And then Yang punches a door.
We're back at the bar as well.
I feel like any of the characters could have actually opened that thing, but whatever.
Yang's got to punch her way out of things.
Yep, and they're in the cellar again. Turns out that they... You know, in theory, if Weiss and Ruby had opened up that lock thing, well, I guess they would have gotten in sooner. But at the same time, it's like, if everything else played out exactly the same, they could have gotten out faster, too.
True, but then there's the blizzard.
That's true. There is a blizzard of wizards. Anyway, Crow is drunk and useless, as is normal.
That was going on at the time.
Yeah, I know. And he's like, I'll get off my water buffalo. And everyone's like, oh, shut up, you drunk. We gotta leave. So...
Yeah. And then, I want to throw this other... Yang immediately grabs Blake's hand and runs her out of there.
Yeah, I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that she's literally standing
Blake,
next to her.
sure she's okay.
Well, I mean, Blake, I guess, Blake and Yang were, like, the most affected out of the group. I mean, Weiss, I'm not going to try and say that she did better than exceptionally better than others, because she didn't. She still completely fell over and everything. But she was still, like, kind of trying to open up that thing while she was, like, being in super apathy mode.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's something at least. Anyway, so they leave, and then Weiss is like, wait a second. I feel like doing something awesome. And she does. But then they all run out. It's like, Oscar! Oscar, we need to leave!
I was actually going to say, nah, Weiss was all... Blake made this look fun, so I'm going to burn this house down.
Well, she doesn't know that Blake did that.
She could have talked about it.
I guess, either way, Weiss starts chucking bottles and starts burning fools. And then Crow... and then Crow realizes...
Now we can leave.
And then Crow realizes, oh... I've made a mistake. You can see it in his face. It's like, everyone could have died. And I just sat here being useless. Anyway, and then they run away. Bro. And it was a good time. And then we learn about the entire backstory about the farm and everything. I guess...
Yeah, I feel a little stupid for my reaction because at first I was talking to a friend about this, and I just thought, oh, I must have, like, talked over that detail or something. No, it turns out I just wasn't paying attention.
It's true.
I watched my footage, and I was like, past me, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, past you. Also, I feel it very important to point out. At the beginning of the episode, when they're all outside for the first time before they go down to the well, Weiss has her scarf on. Then they go down in the well, and she doesn't have it. And then, when they're on the trolley thing attached to Yang's bike, she has it again. What is the deal with this magic scarf?
I don't know.
Exactly. Anyway, long story short, a bunch of farmers were like, we don't need no government. Let's go be off the grid. But the thing is, the Grimm kept attacking, so they had to hire huntsmen, and they didn't have the money for that. So they had, like, hey, I know what I'll do. I'll make it so nobody ever feels anything, so that we don't ever have to attract any Grimm. And then it works
too. I'll take 2 of these apathies we found, put them in the, like, underground tunnels, so that everyone's cool and chill. And I can't be asked to seal off the waterway now, I'll do it in the morning.
And then all of them decided to show up, and then everybody got super apathetic and just lied there and died.
Yeah.
Messed
all I gotta say is, great fucking plan. I just made a no-no.
Yeah, you did. That's fine. I'll censor it.
Sorry.
You colossal dingbat. Anyway.
Point is, the guy was an idiot.
He was very dumb and he got a lot of people killed, and then Maria's like, well, later, nerd, and throws the book away. And then Ruby's like, oh, wait, no. And then Weiss and Yang are like, okay, so, like, I'm sorry about what I said.
And then Blake's all, nah, it wasn't your fault. But don't worry about it.
And then it was like, nah, Blake.
And she's absolutely right.
And Blake is like, nah, shut up. Blake is wrong. Because it was, sure, the monsters didn't help. But it was, I feel like it just brought out their already natural feelings and just amplified it a lot.
I'm on Blake's side.
Well, yeah, well, you would be, wouldn't you? Anyway, Ruby's all like, why do you know so much about Grimm and eyeballs? And she's all like, I had silver eyes.
Yeah, and this goes into something I was even kind of sort of yelling about in the episode. I was thinking, like, we all speculate that Maria, like, is a silver-eye warrior and whatnot.
Yeah.
Just really old. I was just thinking to myself in that scene, Maria, if you're a silver-eye warrior, do the thing yourself. But then she said at the end of the episode, I had silver eyes.
Which, okay.
So I was like, okay, that explains it.
Okay, but hang on, here's the thing. So, she had them, which is interesting. Does that mean she physically does not have eyeballs? Were they taken?
I assume so. I mean,
because even if she went blind, her eyes would still be silver. So, I'm assuming someone took her eyes. And those goggles...
I'm assuming so, too.
Are like, I don't know, maybe hooked up in her brain or something. I don't know.
Plus, I can't remember who said it in Salem's group. They say they've dealt with Silver-Eye Warriors before.
Yeah, I guess
So it could be possible that, I don't know, maybe one of them, like, stabbed Maria in her eyes.
Ow.
Which is messed up.
That is all kinds of not cool. Why would you do that?
And I'm just... Well, if that's the case, I'm just thinking to myself... Like, I'm surprised you guys just didn't kill her, but okay.
Well, I mean, I guess... Admittedly, without the eyes, there's like nothing there. I don't really have any idea. Anyway, that was the episode, and it was a good one. It was spooky dooky, and it probably should have come out in October, but fine, whatever. It came out in December.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, anything else you wish to say?
Nothing is really relevant. Plus, I feel like some things I comment on might just make you mad, and I'm just like, I don't really want to deal with that, so I might just go to some, Ruby Rewind stuff.
Alright, do the thing.
Alright, I just found this other, Lindsay was on it, and she confirmed that Ruby's, like, 17 now.
She started at, like, 15,
15.
yeah?
Yeah. So, now Ruby is 17.
Well, she's a very, very tiny and small 17-year-old girl.
And apparently, no one threw her a birthday party.
Rude.
Then again, we don't know what happened in Off-Screen Land.
That's true. Okay, so hang on a second. So, Ruby was 2 years younger than the other members of her team, yes?
Yeah, so it's possible the...
So then Weiss, Yang, and Blake are 19
now.
Well, that's not good.
I just realized what you're thinking about.
Well, yeah. I mean, granted, it's not like it was deterring anybody before, but still.
No, it was not.
Gross. Anyway, talk about that. Talk about that rewind.
All right, and we have the preview. And where do you think we're going to?
Probably somewhere less expected. So we're not starting off with the main group. We're probably not even going to start with Salem. Okay, my ideas are either we do cut to the main group and Maria talking, or we head over to what's left of Juniper.
To quote RWBY, nope.
Alright, well then what is it, stupid?
We go into the Spring Maiden Vault.
The Spring Maiden Vault?
Yeah, and Jin's corpse is there. It's, like, disgusting. Ew.
Wait.
If
Wait,
someone
what?
Clean that up.
Wait, no, whoa, hold up. Giant naked blue lady?
No, the other Jin that was in there.
Who the hell's Jin?
I'm sure commenters will appreciate that reference.
No. Who are you talking about?
The Jin from Tekken.
Oh.
Like, the death battle between him and Ryu, they were in that chamber.
Oh my god. I thought
I thought you were just joking.
No! I was very confused. And then you said, oh, so we enter the Spring Maiden Vault and Jin is in there and she's dead. And I'm like, wait, what? How? When? Where? What?
No, I was just making a joke. There's no corpse in there.
Okay then. Please tell me what actually happens.
Well, we're hearing this, like, noise that sounds like something's going on with a blade. And who's in there but Cinder and Neo?
I don't like them.
Yeah, basically, Cinder's pretty much told Neo, like, what's really going on.
Okay.
And Neo says...
Indeed.
And then Cinder's, like, saying about how, look, we both want Ruby dead, but Salem wants her alive.
That's a problem.
And we gotta get that relic. It's the only way we can, like, do stuff.
Okay.
I know I'm getting the wording wrong. I can't remember exactly what happened in the preview. Like, to 100% certainty. I'm just throwing it out there because I did get some lines wrong here and there the past few times.
Okay, so is that pretty much it then? They just kind of talk for a little bit?
Yeah.
No bombshells.
Nah, pretty much. They would save that for the full episode.
Boo, I say. Boo to you and you and you.
And especially you. Yeah, you in the corner. Don't think we didn't see you.
Yeah, Greg. If anybody named Greg was watching, they'd be a little freaked out.
No offense to anyone called Greg.
Except for the Greg. You know who you are.
Yeah, just you.
You are the worst. Okay, well, that's a pretty good time.
Yes.
So then... anything else, or are we done?
I'd say we're basically done.
Okay. Any closing thoughts?
Nah, not really.
Alright then. Well, let's hope that Neo betrays Cinder, and that Weiss continues to be the best. Thank you, and good night.
Like his best go. Bye.
Lies.